What's on your mind? Yeah, sure thing. Ask away. I've been thinking about that. Scylla's about as far away from civilization as I can imagine. Cold, barren rocks and the occasional mining operation. Clyde wasn't exactly a prospector. Clyde was my first friend, but he was also my mentor. I figured the board got him in the end. Some guys with black uniforms. Yeah, I was just a lonely orphan kid getting my knuckles dirty. Clyde? So he took me in. That's what I don't know. The message was light on detail. Clyde. He was a blustery old... Clyde wasn't an idiot. He kept his head down, worked hard. Did as he was told. You're not gonna catch him standing on a soapbox decrying the tyranny of the board. But when the Mardettes had their backs turned, oh yeah. Yeah, boss? What were we talking about? Oh right, my exciting life as a stowaway. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than Rungleech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the ground. Same way we all do. Look for work and... hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that... But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick? That felt good. Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up... That's just crazy talk. Thanks for listening, boss.
If the icon... I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. They're all mad! And what's more, they not this...
Remember what we practiced.
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will is my cocoon. Normally, I'd find this kind of talk from you quite invigorating. Still, perhaps you have a point. Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo.
There ain't a body on this planet that can keep a group patched up like she has.
I'd be willing to consider it, but Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she,
If it weren't for her, I'd wager the Iconoclast would have died off a while.
I wasn't expecting to say this, but if you can put her in charge and convince her to agree to a meeting, I'd be willing to discuss...
Something on your mind, Captain? Too bad. Had I a reliable third party I could trust to set up a meet, maybe I'd consider it. With all the help you've done here, at first I thought it could have been you. But I can't trust you to think logically. Your priorities are skewed a bit too much like Graham. So no. In another life... Nice day, huh? For Monarch, anyway.
The gunship. All right. Awakening is available to all whose... Ah, the Eternal. You and I... Everyone. All right. I'm sorry. It's fine. Perhaps...
I heard about you. You're trying to change the
Right, you are, my boy. The iconoclasts are free folk. We live under our rules. Meanwhile, the board strangles the will of its workers. We seek to replace their way of... This is not anarchy. Society requires structure, Captain. It is just that the board's structure... Before all this, I was a writer for MSI's product catalog. The certainty with which On that we agree. The gunship. Mount its guns to our walls or the walls of Stellar Bay. The board is coming, Captain, and these weapons will defend us from their blasphemies. Why wouldn't they? As we speak, our message assault... At last. Now we must secure...
Those MSI stiffs won't know what hit him.
And you, Captain. No. Our hearts have long since closed to one another. Time is of... The gunship.
I'm all for fighting the board and all, but... Oh, shit.
And you, Captain. This is it. Let us save this planet once and for all. Meet our forces in the ruins south of the city. Come prepared.
Best there ever was.
Zora can see me now. Something's not right.
Here they come!
Damn, but we're good.
Still got it!
I'll make you pay.
I love a good brawl!
Got a new mark. Looks like your last, doesn't it? That's for Graham, asshole. Here we go.
Great hit!
And that's how it's done, Captain.
Heads up, boss! Nobody messes with you, boss!
That's the last of them.
Sanjar's death is... But I mustn't let that distract me from our
The boss said it best.
Your enthusiasm is true, and save it we shall. With every step we take... For the moment, we will recuperate. Collect ourselves and... Ah, hello. Oh. What?
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Said you docked 3 days ago?
Give or take, it's all depends.
Pick up any more strays while you were out? I suppose if the crew's quarters fill up, we could hang hammocks in the... Now arriving at Phineas's top-secret orbital lab.
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals. So, good news. You're... Aloysius Clark, Minister of Earth. Virtually every colony... Clark is complicit in every one of the board's crimes. Whenever the board issues some new decree, you'll find Clark's signature on the dotted line. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. She'll have... I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land. Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. Something about being discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. It's fine. You'll be stealing the chemical. You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest special agent in Byzantium that money can buy. Of course. What's up?
Warning, intruders will be... Oh, it's... We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. Welcome back, Captain. How... I request... I understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist, Dr. Phineas Wells.
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicker.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the Grand Plan.
Do you mind? Shh. No. The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily... Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts. Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there, you know? Whatever. I'm better with bird terms. I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever
here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety, I mean...
The other thing about birds, though, is they're... Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon. For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time. Doesn't that seem... And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those... But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints.
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to...
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single dash out of place. At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but that just seemed to worry people. Like they were advertising something wasn't working.
Why would the Golden City need suggestions for improvement?
It's really so people can feel heard. Everyone's got something to complain about, you know? They eventually took the whole suggestion box, but they never fixed it, never replaced... I don't know how else people are supposed to complain about things they can't change, but that's not... The whole episode made me wonder, if they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion. After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I... Afraid not. He almost never...
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors.
What work specialists, huh? Our mutual friend...
Move along.
See you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicar? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knees just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicar. Don't worry. The captain and I'll take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Nothing wrong with stability. It means everything's running like clockwork.
Don't you ever want to fun? Maybe see a rocket ship that blows to bits in your head?
What a thing to say. Everyone knows Marauders.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous? Kid, you got presents. There's those street smarts. Just next time, we'll have you say that over the rim of a Trippistout. Product placement, babe. Listen, you got an agent? Fresh, natural talent. I know it when I see it.
Ah, the favored mindless...
Hey, thousands of viewers and millions of bits. I'm making a feature, Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit.
Well, I have been told I have a face made for an aetherwave.
And pipes to match. Maybe we can... So what do you say? Terrific. We're holding auditions at the studio.
Try and be clear. It's better than nature.
Is that supposed to be a model of the system? It's not super accurate.
Some would say this is as close to godhood we can achieve until we unlock the final secrets of the plan. Me? I'm not so sure.
And potatoes. At CNT, we know our CNT. Spacer's choice between us.
I've always loved that stuff.
Hey, stand back, you. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times. Yep, you're looking at the Minister's newest personal guard. Right here. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key to the Minister's estate, my own personal UDL-issued shotgun. They don't give those out to just anyone. Yep, I've nearly made it to the top, my friend. I'm just 2 promotions away from on-the-job bathroom breaks. That's a great idea! I'll have a Spectrum vodka.
Captain, I can smell him from clear over here. I reckon he's had a fair number already.
Sure have, 'cause today's my big day.
He's got powerful good ears, too.
And a powerful thirst. You have a Spectrum vodka for a new pal? Here's to me. Hey, you are really great. Have I told you that? We should be friends. Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm face down on the tile somewhere. Who am I kidding? I could have another. You got another? It's not every day you get your dream job, right? Wow, you've got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like a manosaur. You got a manosaur energy. Oh, Lost. I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least 2 of you. I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I don't stop. You sure sound like you know what you're talking about. Okay, here goes. Yeah. Was that one supposed to taste like purple berry crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast? I don't feel so good. I think I'm gonna be sick. I just need to sit down.
Please allow me to improve your drinking experience with...
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. After a deep and thorough examination of our budget...
What's gone into block mining?
...and predictive models, we are publishing our yearly success report. Profits are soaring, promotions abound. Thanks to your continued hard work, Halcyon is healthier and more productive than ever. The Shanty will be sure to see the many rewards reaped from your diligent labor. Once we nail down the details, I can't wait to share what's in store. For now, my friends, keep up the hard work.
Out with it, you wretched contraption! Does nothing.
Hey, Mr. Vicker. Did you ever get a little bit homesick for Edgewater? For that ocean stink?
No, I do not.
You're supposed to say yes, and then to explain why. I just want to have a conversation.
Of course you do. This is where those who fancy themselves the best and brightest of our society live. Trespassing here is a true honor.
You must be joking. Our fair city is over.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited. This ultimatum brought to you... That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Minister Clark's a private man.
I'm on my legally allotted break. Really, Nothing. Nothing. Laws. I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not... Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cape? They escaped. And before I could coax them back, they'd made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there. Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell they have intelligent eyes. An agreeable yet Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings... Well, to maintain things, of course. Like big... and pipes. Water pipes. Air pipes. Everyone knows sewer sprats carry diseases. And the exterminator mechanicals have been known to fire on larger targets. Why they'd do that when they're only supposed to attack sprats, I've no idea. Some people say there are strange things in those tunnels. Monsters hungry for human flesh. Not that I place any stock in... To deal with the sewer sprats, of course. They're quite the nuisance. Therefore my... Oh, very well. It's true. I do run... See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. Positively marvelous. Those early years truly were the golden age of Halcyon. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back. Not just names, they all have backstories too. There's Lord Reginald Kim III, Lady Philippa Farnsworth, Vonda von Vermington, Haroon Greenlee, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, and Evelyn Ensley Okoye. Ah, she's the chief executive of Farnsworth Incorporated and a fearless captain of industry. He's a mercurial shareholder. They're in a rather tumultuous marriage contract. She's an ambitious shareholder in Farnsworth Incorporated who wants more than stock. Or does she? It's difficult to tell what exactly she's after, but she is trying to seduce both Lord Reginald and Lady Philippa. So is everyone. Haroon is a mysterious young man with amnesia. His backstory's still a work in progress. Iskander is Lady Philippa's trusty assistant. He's trying to seduce Vonda. She's a member of Farnsworth Incorporated's regulatory board. Something else? I still am. After all, I'm a person. But I must say...
Hold it right. What do you think? I don't have time for this. Move along.
Burning the midnight oil, are we? Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service. Deliveries guaranteed within We do, in fact. You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcel Service team. Oh, I'd have to submit a request for a release form, and then wait for a Couldn't say. We've got a backlog, and I'm planning on retiring in... You're welcome to lodge a complaint in our suggestion box. Actually, no. You do that? Wow. Hey, you know, a positive review from the minister would go a long way in my semi-monthly employment audit. Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clark, comma, minister.
I'm afraid I can't help you at the moment. Have a prosperous day.
You don't seem to like traveling with us much.
Why in the architect's name would you say that?
It's just that you're real... grouchy. Kinda all the time?
I'm not grouchy, I'm just irritated. Here they come!
Down they go! Whew! We made it!
Right, so as I was saying before, I'm not grouchy, I'm just irritated by inane questions.
Yeah, see, when you say it like that, it makes me wonder.
Great work.
What? Thought I saw something. Something's not
incoming.
right. What was that?
Here goes nothing!
How did you get in here? You! You just slaughtered those guards, and for what?
Oh my law. Captain! Captain! That's the minister!
Minister Clark.
If this is about another Aether Wave... Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, I said you may... Then you're not part of Rockwell. That means you're a dissident? But what are you doing? Then what are you... Oh. Drugs, of course. Back to it. I don't have any drugs.
What is this system coming to when even the Earthmen...
Will... Oh dear, Of course, of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years. I've long suspected...
You've been all alone in this house?
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here... After seeing this place, is it really a stretch? I've been confined to this house for years, and even I... Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This all feels off, Captain.
Believe me, things have been off around here for a very, very long time.
Captain, we must investigate Rockwell.
Indeed, it can... Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important But only board employees are... There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. There are also rumors of sprat infestation. Suit yourself. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to... The board's lackeys are none too bright. I simply claimed I'd lost. I merely hid it in a book. No one...
Obviously, the chairman surrounds himself with the cream of...
There are a few advantages to dealing with imbeciles. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable... Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have...
But they wouldn't get here for... I don't even know.
It's worth a try, but the Earth Directorate... Perhaps there is hope after all. And now I entrust it to you. What a pleasure. Haven't you heard? Chairman Rockwell and... Except for the bit about my suddenly coming down with stomach flu. Aside from battalions of UDL security forces? Besides, probably because I've no interest in being his when he saw I meant... It's quite all right. I've got every back issue of Dissident... Why, I do all the work no one else wants when I'm not being...
Look on the bright side, Mr. Clark. When folks come looking for those reports one day...
I only hope someone comes looking before it's too... Neither do... Halcyon is headed for a collapse.
We're here, aren't we? The captain and I are trying...
A fine thought, but I'm afraid you underestimate how deep these problems run. And how... Are you telling me... Also, the board's most pressing grievances tend to feature heavily as the problem of the week.
Quietly now.
You must be joking. Our affairs... Oh, there! That's one right there. Can't you just see the step?
The Acropolis District is on... What in the law's name are you on about? Honest mistake. Yeah, and I'd really like a new Hammersmith grenade launcher. Hammersmith, the most trusted brand in brutality. And seeing as you don't seem the executive sort, you ought... Hey, I've been trying to get a post at the HHC, but they keep turning me down on account of my odious interpersonal skills. Or something. Anyway, I've worked here long enough to know every clerk by name and face.
My dad taught me some French, you know? Stuff about omelets and, fromage. I could take a look at that journal.
By all means. I would be astounded, yet astronomically in your debt.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing at all about eggs and cheese in here. Sorry.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Rizzo's knocking out frogs.
I'm afraid I can't come down anymore, my good man.
With caramel and tea-free nutmeg. Right for a KYO.
Were you really in jail, Mr. Max? And you were our vicar?
Yes, but as I've repeatedly said, I was assigned there as a vicar. I was not a prisoner.
I just can't believe you'd lie.
I was not lying. It had no bearing on my ability to minister to my flock, and was therefore not worth mentioning.
Very cute. Sister in the...
Here they come! Here's a little trick I learned in prison!
Adjacent automech.
Incoming! The strong survive and the weak perish! Down they go! That's the last of them. Nice. Of the law.
Right, Captain? As long as I fed it? Hey, that's impressive.
Nicely done.
Oh.
Just act like we belong.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
Do we really need all this security? I have to go through 3 checkpoints just to take a bathroom break.
Can't be too careful.
State your business. Please step away. Huh. I didn't realize we were still... I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B. I'm not authorized to employ... Now, let's see. You don't have to be Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms. And I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience.
Apologies for the wait. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery. Ah. Oh, you were being serious. Will there... The art of arranging... Will there be...
Excuse me, just a moment. Is there something I can do for you?
I beg your pardon. Minister Clark's former office is currently closed. I suppose that is... How may I be? Oh, well...
One person gets all this space. Just to sign papers all day?
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was all a story, wasn't it? It's not real.
Well, that was some quite distressing information. Are you free to talk?
You're cleared. Go on through.